Stress management is an entire realm within emotional intelligence. And there are three particular skills within the stress management realm: flexibility, stress tolerance, and optimism. And I just want to talk about two right now. One, stress tolerance, which in other words we can refer to as our resiliency. These are our coping strategies when things get out of control. And then the second one is optimism. It's our positive outlook on life. When we think of these two particular emotional intelligence skills, we also want to be thinking about our well-being. Our capacity within the stress management realm can equate directly to our overall sense of well-being. And one of the most powerful strategies for our well-being and to manage stress is gratitude. A compliment of gratitude that is left unexpressed is often just like buying a gift and not giving it. So I know myself personally, when I exercise, when I'm out in nature, that's when I do a lot of my thinking. And oftentimes in my self-exploration thinking, I have conversations with other people who have done meaningful things for me and have been meaningful for me. I've had 1,000 conversations with them in my head. I have taken them with me on these walks. They've walked mile after mile with me, and their presence in those walks have brought me through the tunnel and into the light. And yet, I've not expressed this gratitude towards them. In our evolution, in our transformation, our personal journey, these kinds of things are really quite natural. Having conversations with people in our heads, having them walk with us when we are traversing our own transformation and evolution, having perhaps their voice within our bodies as we practice things like self-compassion. Expressions of our gratitude serve the world in so many different ways. Let's count them together. And first, let's start here. So an expression of gratitude elevates our physiological sense of well-being. It increases our levels of oxytocin, our love hormone, and this combats our stress. It expands our happiness. It builds our resiliency. It grounds a positive mindset in optimism. Those are all very powerful things when we think about our capacity for stress management. Gratitude expressed out into the world, and in particular to another person, strengthens interpersonal relationships. And what it does for them is it releases oxytocin within their system. So when I practice it, it releases it within me. And when I give it to them and they're on the receiving end, it releases oxytocin in them. And now all of a sudden their love hormone is surging throughout them. Imagine now the energy of love and abundance and a gratitude that we create now together, and the ripple impact that begins to have. So when I express gratitude, the other person also experiences a reduction in their stress. And then what happens as a ripple impact to the world are twofold. The law of reciprocity comes into play, and pay it forward. So the law of reciprocity is when someone does something generous, kind, and loving to me, I'm compelled to do something in return for them. And then I'm also compelled to pay it forward to someone else. When we think about well-being of the planet, when we think about our impact on the well-being of others, which in emotional intelligence is social responsibility, this is a very simple way for us to have great impact beyond perhaps what we're considering gratitude has the power to actually do.